Both of these dogs will destroy your house if you're not ready for them. That's not a joke. That's not an exaggeration for the algorithm. That's the actual first thing you need to know before you fall in love with either one of them on Instagram and make a decision that takes over your life for the next 12 years. The Husky and the German Shepherd are two of the most popular breeds on the planet. They're also two dogs that end up in shelters at rates that should make anyone slow down before buying. Not because they're bad dogs, because people pick them for the look, the blue eyes, the wolf energy, the working dog aesthetic, and then get completely blindsided by what actually living with them costs. We're going through temperament, real ownership costs, and trainability, and by the end of this, you should know exactly which one fits your life, or whether either of them does at all, because that's the more honest question. The Husky. Who this dog actually is. The Siberian Husky was built to run 100 miles a day in sub-zero temperatures while pulling a sled. That's not trivia, that's the operating manual. Every behavior that frustrates Husky owners, the escaping, the howling, the selective deafness, traces back to a dog that was designed to work independently across vast frozen terrain without constant human direction. They're not stubborn in the way a chow chow was stubborn. A Husky ignores you because it's already decided what it wants to do, and your instructions didn't factor into that plan. There's a difference. One is a status challenge. The other is just a dog operating exactly as its genetics intended. Temperament-wise, they're social to the point of being chaotic. They love people, almost any people. Strangers, kids, other dogs. The Husky that looks intimidating will walk up to a burglar and try to make friends. If you want a guard dog, wrong breed entirely. What you're getting is a pack animal that genuinely loves company and gets deeply unsettled without it. Separation anxiety is common and severe in this breed. Leave a Husky alone for 8 hours and come home to what looks like a small natural disaster. Doors scratched, furniture relocated, a sound complaint from the neighbors about the howling that started 20 minutes after you left. That's not the worst case. That's Tuesday. The cost reality. Purchase price from a reputable breeder, $1,000 to $2,500. That's the accessible entry point compared to some breeds, which tricks people into thinking the ongoing costs will also be manageable. They won't. Huskies shed constantly and blow their coat twice a year at a volume that has to be seen to be understood. You'll find fur in rooms the dog has never been in. Professional de-shedding sessions run $75 to $120 each, and during coat blow, you're booking them every 3 to 4 weeks. Food runs $60 to $90 a month for quality kibble. Routine vet care, vaccinations, dental, figure $800 to $1,200 a year if nothing goes wrong. Common health issues include hip dysplasia, progressive retinal atrophy, and hypothyroidism. Pet insurance for a Husky runs $40 to $70 a month depending on coverage. Here's the cost people miss completely. Containment. Huskies escape. They go over fences, under fences, through fences. A standard 4-foot backyard fence is basically an inconvenience to them. You need 6-foot minimum, ideally with a coyote roller or inward overhang, and the bottom buried or reinforced. Depending on your yard, that's $500 to $3,000 you're spending before the dog even arrives. Realistic annual cost once settled, $3,500 to $5,000. Higher in year 1 with setup costs. Training, this is where people give up. Huskies can be trained. They're not untrainable, but they respond to training differently than most herding or working breed that was specifically selected to take direction. A Husky that knows the sit command will still assess the situation and decide if sitting is worth it right now. The single best thing you can do for a Husky's behavior is exercise. Not a 20-minute walk around the block. Real exercise. 2 hours a day minimum, ideally split morning and evening. Running, biking, hiking. Under-exercised Huskies don't just get bored, they get destructive in a way that's almost impressive in its creativity. Don't get this dog if you live in an apartment, work long hours away from home, or want a dog that comes when called in an open field. The Husky will make all 3 of those situations significantly worse. The Husky is a handful. The German Shepherd is a completely different kind of challenge, one that demands more from you mentally than physically. If you think training discipline sounds easier than managing chaos, keep watching. The German Shepherd. Who this dog actually is. The German Shepherd is one of the most intelligent dog breeds alive. That sounds like a compliment. It is, but it comes with a catch. An intelligent, working-line dog that doesn't have a job develops its own job, and its job will involve your furniture, your trash, and the structural integrity of your doors. German Shepherds were bred to work alongside humans in high-focus, high-stakes environments, police work, military, search and rescue, herding. They don't exist well in a vacuum. They need direction, structure, and purpose. Give them that, and you have one of the most loyal, capable, deeply bonded animals you'll ever own. Don't give them that, and you have 80 pounds of anxious, frustrated dog making decisions you won't like. Temperamentally, they're protective without being randomly aggressive, assuming proper socialization from puppyhood. They're reserved with strangers, not unfriendly, deeply bonded to their family. With kids they're raised alongside, typically excellent. With strangers approaching the house unexpectedly, that's where their guarding instinct surfaces. It's not a problem. It's the breed doing what it was built to do, but you need to understand it and manage it. They tend toward one or two people as their primary person, while still functioning well with the whole household. They follow you from room to room. Some owners find this endearing, others find it suffocating. The cost reality. Purchase price $1,500 to $3,500 from a reputable breeder. Working line dogs from proven bloodlines run higher. $4,000 to $6,000 isn't unusual. Grooming is manageable but present. German Shepherds shed heavily. They're nicknamed German Shedders by people who've lived with one. Weekly brushing, professional grooming 2 to 4 times a year at $60 to $100 a session. Food for an adult GSD runs $80 to $120 a month on quality feed. Routine annual vet costs land around $800 to $1,500. The health issue that defines this breed financially: degenerative myelopathy and hip dysplasia. Surgery per hip runs $3,500 to $7,000. Emergency surgery for bloat starts around $3,000 to $7,500. Pet insurance is not optional with this breed. Budget $60 to $100 a month for a plan that actually covers the conditions they're likely to develop. Annual ownership cost $4,500 to $7,000, more if health issues surface early. Training, the real advantage. This is where the German Shepherd separates itself. They want to work with you. That's the baseline difference from the Husky. A GSD watching you in a training session is engaged, reading your energy, trying to figure out what you want. They pick up commands fast.
Most basic obedience, unfortunately, a weapon as well as
work, complex tasks
in police
in months.
work with subduing
the
subjects.
Flip side, that intelligence means they get bored with repetition. 30 minutes of the same drills and they start tuning out. You need to vary the training, keep it challenging, treat it more like a job than a routine. The problem isn't training them, it's the owner's consistency. The structure you build in months 1 through 6 basically sets the tone for the next decade. Don't get this dog if you want low maintenance, you're away from home all day with nothing to stimulate them, or you're not willing to commit to consistent training from week 1. A bored, undertrained German Shepherd is not a calm dog. It's a project.
Here's the real split. The Husky is for someone with genuine physical energy, an active outdoor life, flexible hours, and enough humor to laugh when the dog howls at 6 a.m. because it heard a bird. You're not getting a pet, you're getting a teammate that demands you keep up. The German Shepherd is for someone who wants depth, a dog that watches you, reads you, and genuinely partners with you, but only if you show up with structure, time, and the patience to train consistently. The payoff is a dog that feels less like a pet and more like it actually understands you. Neither is the right choice if your life isn't ready to absorb one of them. Both are extraordinary if it is. Which one is your house? Organized structure or organized chaos? Tell me in the comments. And if you already own one of these, tell me the thing nobody warned you about before you brought them home. Those comments are gold.